Hey yo, welcome back to the show. Today we got what is this, part 3 of Delete Laws, Chili's Long Drive. I think that's what I was calling it. It's been going on forever. I've been saying this for like 2 days now. Yeah, it's happened like 2 days ago. It was the second day now. Chili's just ranting. He seems to be losing his ish, and it is getting a little weird. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. He's super paranoid about the police.
Because I just hardly ever drink. And so I was the designated driver, and my buddy JD was in the passenger seat. And JD is a well-off dude. So I'm driving his $100,000 Range Rover, and we're in Hollywood Boulevard, and we're driving around. We're talking to chicks, and we're having a good time. And JD is drunk. He's drunk. And a cop pulls us over. He passed me. I passed him. We locked eyes when we passed. He was a motorcycle cop. Flipped a U. He pulled me over. Walks up to the door, and this is before I had really said, I'm taking my power back. And the way I took my power back was by turning on my camera, just so you know. I already knew all my rights, but I didn't truly understand the power of the camera until I started to use it myself. And so the piggy pulled me over just by looking at him. He looked at me, I looked at him. I was taking a left, I was taking a left, he was taking a left, and as we passed, we locked eyes. He flipped a U, he pulled me over, walked up to the car, said, get out of the car, and put me in handcuffs, torture cuffs. It took 2 seconds. Walked up to the car, said, get out of the car. I got out, he put me in torture cuffs. I was like, why are you putting me in cuffs? And he wouldn't tell me anything, just sat me in those torture cuffs. I was furious. I mean, I'm telling you, I was so mad. I was so angry that this filthy pig pulled me over for no reason and put me in torture cuffs. That was the beginning. And this is in 2015. This is 2015. I had started Coded Friends, and I had raised $500,000. And so I was at this place where I couldn't really, I was like a lot of you folks who send me $5 on Cash App and say, Chili, I love you and I support you. I can't do what you do because I have these other things going on, but don't stop. I get 10 emails a day. And since I said it publicly, and I'll say it again, Right's on, good to see you. Anybody who sends me an email, thank you. And make sure you guys register for the website so you get the weekly email updates, because we've got to create a real team. So I was like you guys, though, who can't really take on the police state because I had $500,000 of investors' money. I couldn't just go, okay, I'm going to go get arrested right now, and then no one's going to be at the office on Monday, and no one's going to run the coders, and no one's going to run the advertising and the promotions, marketing, no one's going to run the PR, no one's going to be there to run things because I'm going to go to jail because I'm going to stand up for my rights to the point where I'm willing to take the ride. So I was kind of where you guys are, where I couldn't do what I'm doing now because I had fiscal responsibilities. Fiduciary responsibilities is what it's called. I had a fiduciary responsibility to not go to jail. So that experience, though, in 2000, and here's the funny part, is JD was in the Range Rover, and that pig had me in torture cuffs, and I was just going crazy. I mean, I was just so mad because the torture cuffs were so tight. The torture cuffs were, I'm talking, he pulled me over for no reason. He put those torture cuffs on me so tight. It hurt so bad. Because he was just dominating me because he could. Because there was no camera on him. And this is 2015. I already knew all the constitutional stuff then. But I didn't understand that my constitutional knowledge plus the camera equals power. I didn't understand that. I do now. This pig put me in torture cuffs for an hour on the side of the road, and just stalled and just sat there and stalled. And when I said, let me get a supervisor, he said, no problem, hold on. Let me call for a supervisor. And then he called for a supervisor, and I said, take me out of these cuffs. I'm no danger to you. I'm no danger to society. And he said, you called for a supervisor. Supervisor's on the way. It took 30 minutes for the supervisor to get there. And when the supervisor got there, I said, okay, there's 6 of you pigs standing around. Take me out of the torture cuffs. And they wouldn't.
I'm sure Chili's telling the truth here. Chili wouldn't lie or embellish something. He was pulled over for absolutely no reason. I'm sure he wasn't drinking while his friend was plastered drunk, And the cop was just messing with them, Chili, looked at him and the guy pulls him over? That's crazy, right? Oh, man, Chili's stupid. But, at least he's kind of funny.
So then when we called for a supervisor and the supervisor showed up, it was just a bigger pig. And he said to me, he was being so condescending and such a prick to me when I was in those torture cuffs. I was so mad. I was so livid, pissed, like just so furious. I remember, so John, JD, I don't want to say his name. So JD, he was in the Range Rover out the passenger window and he's screaming, hey pigs, let him out of those cuffs. Hey, you filthy pigs, let him out of the... No, he's a bit of a cop sucker. I don't think he was saying pigs. That's what I would have been saying. But he was saying something. He was trying to razz the cops to get them to take me out of the torture cuffs. It didn't work. The supervisor came, like we all say, give me a supervisor, give me a supervisor. A bigger pig showed up. That bigger pig didn't take me out of the torture cuffs, sat there and ridiculed me and tried to explain to me how this other pig had every right to put me in torture cuffs. And that was the conversation, that the pig had the right to put me in torture cuffs. It's got to stop. It has to stop. This isn't going to work. This won't work long term. It has to change. We've got to change it. Can you believe that I'm not perfect? Wow. So this conversation that I'm having with you guys about law enforcers and dungeons in our country, maybe people made mistakes. Maybe people along the route said, we should do it like this. And maybe they were wrong. Maybe the idea that we create checkpoints and we create a way to punish you intensely for even sitting in your car. How many people think it's wrong that you get a DUI for sitting in your car if you're drunk? How many people think that's wrong? Put a 1 in the chat. If you think it's wrong that you get a DUI for sitting in your car drunk, put a 1 in the chat. Does that mean if I smoke a bowl of marijuana and then I get into my car and I'm sitting in the driver's seat listening to music because I turn on my radio, that I can get a DUI? Yes, that's what that means. And it's happening all over the country.
It's funny because I think Chili probably lives in his car, right? So that means he has to leave his home to smoke because it would be illegal for him to be smoking in his home. His conveyance, his vessel, his automobile.
And the federal government, it's just too big. We've given the federal government too big. And this is where I align with my conservative friends. We want a smaller government. We don't want all this overreach. I want to abolish the IRS, and I want to abolish the FBI, and I want to abolish the DEA, and I want to abolish the ATF. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, just a waste. We just have these garbage organizations. We've created these absolute trash organizations. The FBI is trash. The ATF is trash. The IRS is trash. Like, they're all trash. They're just trashy organizations. Just dog shit. They really, really are. And they've got to come to an end. And we have to end them in our lifetimes. I need some people to go over there, besides Gloria and KT and Coke Dog. I need some people to go over to Delete Law's Clips and subscribe to this man's channel. This guy is working his booty off. Go and subscribe to DLZ's channel and drop some comments to counteract those disgusting trolls. DLZ has more trolls on his channel than good people. It's just incredible to me. I understand you only have limited time. I get it. It only takes a second to subscribe. It only takes a second to say, hey, good job, DLZ Clips. Good job. It only takes 2 seconds. And it counterbalances the trolls who are leaving hundreds of negative comments on DLZ's page. I find it disgusting.
Yeah, that's the reality of your situation, though. People see your videos. They don't like it. Very few people see your videos and agree with what you do. A lot of people see your videos, sometimes agree at first, and the more they get to know you, the more they just realize you're a psycho, Jose Maria de Castro. You crazy psycho. When you go to jail, let me have Charlie Bear. I'll take care of him. I can use a dog.
So law enforcers and prisons have got to go. The idea that you could be taken away to a jail for no good reason has got to go. Unless there's a victim of crime, you should not be arrested. Nobody should be arrested without a legitimate victim sitting there saying this person victimized me, which is why I have such a problem with these copsuckers. Where's my victim? Where's the victim of Chile? Where is it? Where's the person crying in the streets? Where are they? Can't find them, can you? He should go to jail. For what? Because I hate pigs? Because I don't like pigs? Because I don't like this system? I should go to jail for what? Show me the victim of my crime. I don't respect your dad. I don't respect your son because they're a pig. I should go to jail for that? And you call me an authoritarian. Look, if we could have it the way it should be, right? And listen, you guys might not agree with me, and I'm sure some of you won't. The way it should be is there should be real world consequences for your tyrannical actions. There should be real world consequences when a man talks enough shit about another man. When he sees that man in real life, he should have to be dealt with. But because we've created this pussified society, everybody's a keyboard warrior. They're super tough right here. But a bit of violence is a good thing. I don't feel like a little bit of violence by the state is a good thing.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, you're saying a little bit of violence is a good thing, but then you're like punked out of that fight with the Ironton guy. And then was it Legicator? Is he out there in Ironton somewhere? You punked out of the Legicator fight. And, so I'm thinking, oh, yeah, maybe you actually don't mean your words. But then he is, like a cop or something, right? So, I guess him beating the shit out of you would be, kind of like the state beating you up a bit. I see why you pussied out of that fight now, Chili.
You understand the difference? I was in lots of fights in high school, lots of fights in junior high school, lots of fights all the way up till I was 25 years old. I've been in literally, legitimately over 100 fistfights. More. You don't believe me? Ask anybody from my hometown. I've been in, I've been in a lot of fistfights. And let me tell you something. At the end of every fistfight I've ever had, in the end of most fistfights that I've had in my life, at the end of the day, I picked the other guy up off the ground, got him a rag for his beaten face, and then we were friends again. The only reason the guy got his ass whooped is because he tried to bully me.
So, this person tried to bully you, you beat them up, picked them up, wiped off their face, and then you guys just sat down and became friends again. It was like the guy's all laughing, drinking his drink, his teeth are falling out or something, Jose de Castro. Is that what you're saying? This is our governor, you guys. This is our dang governor, Chile. I can't believe it.
Tried to pick on me. I've never in my entire life once ever, not once ever in my whole life, ever have I ever thrown the first punch. Not one time ever. Never. I don't want to throw the first punch. But there's no consequences for the pigs. There's no consequences for the violence. Oh, take that off. There's no consequences for the violence. There's no consequences. And now here comes another pig ready to hide on the side of the road. There's a semi behind me, or I would have pulled over. He just pulls over on the side of the road to sit there. And there's no consequences for him just stealing from us. There's no consequences. He just gets to sit there on the side of the road and steal from us. He's going to ruin someone's New Year's. Oof. My disdain. I'm rightfully indignant, and I have every reason to be. Every reason to be. You guys remember, I've been a victim of this. I've been arrested dozens and dozens of times before this camera phone existed. I mean, look what they did to me in Ironton, Ohio. Arrested me for peacefully protesting. They tried to put my arms behind my back. How'd that work out for you, McKnight? You got tossed around like a rag doll, didn't you? He tried to put my arm behind my back. McKnight tried to put my arm behind my back, this arm right here. I took him like this and I just moved him right there. I said, no, dude, my arms aren't going behind my back. The answer is no. I'm already here in custody. You don't need to torture me while I'm in custody. It's like, I had gotten to a point on TikTok, and remember, I went to TikTok because there's a young black male population there, and before I had gone to Ironton and toured the country, I really thought Terry versus Ohio was being mostly manipulated and cheated against young black men. Now that I've traveled the country, I'm seeing that it's happening to all people. Black, white, red, blue, green, yellow. Terry versus Ohio is ruining a lot of people. But I originally went to TikTok because I knew I would get a large crowd of young black men. And so I was teaching them about Terry versus Ohio, and it got to the point where I got so bored with sitting there in front of my computer giving away free ebooks and free digital posters. I would sit there in front of my computer for like 2 hours straight, just clicking on a new email and it'd say, hey, delete laws, can you send me a free ebook? Hey, delete laws, can you send me a free digital poster? And I would be sitting there on my computer for literally hours just sending off free digital posters and free ebooks.
Ain't that the way you spent your Christmas? That's the way he used to TikTok too. So he was saying that he was sending off all these free ebooks and stuff to the young black group that he was trying to target on TikTok. And apparently he told them to start sending him a bunch of mean messages. And, what? She's gonna go give this little spew like, yeah, just send me mean things, you guys. Totally denying the reality of the situation.
So I got to a point where I came on a live one day on TikTok, and on TikTok I would have like 3,000, 4,000, up to 10,000 people in the room at a time. It was crazy. And so I said to the crowd, I said, listen, stop sending me an email and say, hey, can I get a free ebook? Can you do me a favor? Can you throw some insults in there? Like, hey, you clown, you piece of garbage, send me a free ebook right now, you piece of garbage. And then so I got hundreds of contacts where people would say, hey, you piece of shit, you garbage man, you. And by the way, garbage men work really hard. I'm sorry I said that in that alpha beta male conversation in Arizona. I didn't mean that about sanitation workers. They train really hard. They work really hard. You guys are 20 notches above pigs. I'm really sorry for including you guys in the same commentary. So yesterday, when I was putting together the email list to start sending off a weekly email, I found this little section on my website where there was 150 unanswered contacts that said, hey, Kevin, what's going on? That said, hey, asshole, send me a free ebook. So I just approved all the comments. It didn't matter what it said. I just approved it. But they're literally, and then somebody would say, hey, you blah, 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 and then send me your free ebook now. And then at the bottom they say, I'm just kidding, Chili. Thanks, man. And then I would say, so of those 150 people that I found yesterday, I sent them all the free ebook yesterday. The inquiry has been sitting there for over a year. So I spoke better late than never, because I just didn't see this part of my website, because I didn't understand that pretty soon we may have to go to email contact because the social media companies may ban me. Another piggy got someone pulled over on the other side of the road. Another piggy. There's another piggy. There's a piggy.
You should stop.
Now it's on the other side of the road, and their car's already going up on the truck. They're about to pull away. If I pull over there, then he'll just dismiss me and drive away, because the tow truck already has the car up on the rack.
Too late for you to do anything then.
I couldn't hear you, DLZ. There's going to be a piggy here pretty soon. I'll pull over as soon as I find a piggy. As soon as we find a piggy that's got someone pulled over, I'll pull over and I'll ask him. Or if I see a piggy hiding on the side of the road, I will pull over there and ask him what he's doing. Like, what he thinks his life is worth. What do you think your value is by you hiding on the side of the road and seeing and finding things? We saw that, didn't we, in Denver? Didn't we, DLZ Clips? Didn't you just cut that one? DLZ Clips just cut this video when I walked up to this cop and I said, what are you doing here? And he goes, what I'm doing is perfectly fine. I think what I'm doing is good. Like, that's what he literally believes. That's how big of a gap we have between these cop suckers and pigs and between us, the populace of this country, that is tired of cops hiding on the side of the road just to pull us over and ticket us. But that cop was that in Denver? I think that was in Denver. That cop was so proud of himself. And then there was a cop in New Mexico that I pulled over, and he was like, I'm damn proud of what I've done the last 20 years. And I said, what you've done the last 20 years has ruined this country. You're a part of the problem. You are the actual tip of the spear of the problem of government. It's you. So that's where we are. That's where we are. That's the problem that we're having in America, is that these cops think that they're not wrong. They think that what they do is good and justified. We saw that in Uvalde, the groupthink. They couldn't go into the room because officer safety was paramount. And when you had all those guys in there with the different rankings, captain, lieutenant, major, then those guys were going officer safety first. And so that groupthink mentality, more training, pigs need more training. Really? To train them to officer safety first? As they hid the gunshots on the released body cam footage, they hid the gunshots and they muted the kids screaming as they were being murdered as the cops were on the other side of the wall. But they dress up like G.I. Joe loser and they don't go in when kids are being murdered, because groupthink teaches them officer safety is the most important thing. Officer safety. Terry versus Ohio teaches officer safety is paramount. Put a new video out on deletelaws.com. I'm preparing for it because they're killing every alpha male in America. If you're an alpha male, they are neutering us. It's happening all over the country. They're arresting us. Remember, it's this great big pussification of America. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And so strong guys are getting shouted down. You know, we went from a really tough country to a keyboard warrior country where there's no consequences for any actions. And so people are willy-nilly and they're wussies. And that's what's happening all over our country. So I'm just, look, you know, I understand, and DLZ has, and I have had a lot of talks, and, you know, I understand that, you know, I'm not going to want to do it. I get it. However, it's not really about me. It's about the idea that our country has turned into a tyrannical police state. That's what it's about. That's truly what this is about. That we have lost our country to pigs, tyranny, prisons, jails, that no matter what you do, the cop can arrest you for no reason and you are not allowed to resist a wrongful arrest. That has to change. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to agree to being arrested. I don't know. There's no reason to arrest me. I don't know if I'm going to agree to it. I'm at the point where I don't think I'm going to, I don't agree to being arrested for no reason anymore. I'm not just going to turn around and put my hands behind my back anymore. I'm done with it. Oh, here we go. Just curious. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. How you doing? Shut. How you doing? I'm just wondering what you guys are doing. Like I've seen, just so you know, I've seen maybe 50 cop cars on the side of the road.
Okay, you think that guy believes that you saw 50 cop cars on the side of the road? He's a cop. You don't think he would be aware if there was something going on where there was 49 other cop cars on that road there? You idiot. Chili, you overdramatic bitch. You're such a beta cuck bitch, dude. I get why people call you that now. I didn't like it before, but you deserve it. You're just the biggest, most sensitive bitch there is, dude. How are you 50 years old and this sensitive and bitchy still?
50? What are you doing? Check speed. So say someone's speeding. What good's that? What, you're going to give them a ticket? You take their money? No, you give someone a ticket, you take their money. So someone's New Year's Eve, if you give me a ticket for doing 75 and a 65 or 85 and a 65, You're just stealing my money. You're literally just stealing my money. You are. And okay, right. So, but what is your functionality? What's the functionality of rights protectors in America? What is the function? What are you supposed to be doing in our country? Protecting our rights. Is this protecting rights? No, it's not. It's not. This is exactly what we don't want. This is everything the people in America do not want. We want you guys to protect rights, solve rape cases, arrest pedophiles. We want murderers, people who physically assault another person, which, by the way, I'm all for fist fighting in the right arena. Just, this is garbage. And I've seen so many of you guys hiding on the side of the road. It makes me want to vomit. It does. And you are a man, meaning that you have a worth. Your soul is from God, just like mine is. But yet, this is what you do with your time. Why? You don't see a higher worth for yourself? I'm just asking. I mean, I'm just having a cordial. What do you guys call it? A consensual conversation? Isn't that what you call it? You say this is a consensual conversation, and I can say, okay, am I detained or am I free to go? And I can just walk away, right? You can just drive away. But what I'm asking you is, do you think this is a true value of a man to sit here and scan people for speeding? No. Then why are you doing it? It's your job. So you're just following orders. Then this is not your job. If you were not ordered to do this, then this is not your job. Am I wrong? I mean, look, you're a man, I'm a man. I'm just having a man-to-man conversation with you. This for us, for the hundreds of people watching me, they hate this. We all hate this. This is not a representation of you as a human being. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you guys trying to find a reason to steal my money. Where's the victim of going 85 and 75? Where's the victim?
Alright, think about it this way, Chili. I'm a terrible shot with an assault rifle, right? Let's say I'm standing on the side of the road, just shooting my assault rifle right across the street while everybody drives by. Nobody's getting hit. Maybe, one car gets hit. Let's say one car gets hit. The person doesn't die. I created one victim because of one damaged property. But I still stood there on the side of the road and sprayed a machine gun wildly. I didn't kill anybody. I could have possibly killed, let's say there's 30 bullets. I could have possibly killed 30 different people with those bullets. I didn't kill anybody. I only hit one car, and that person pulled over, and I had to pay their damages. I created one victim. You know what they're doing is preventative, jackass. It's preventative measures so people don't speed. It's like the rule where you can't shoot your gun in the air, jackass. It's the same shit.
Is there any victim? I got my dog here. I'm not trying to pull over and have a shootout or a fist fight. I'm just asking you, like, do you agree that what you're doing is good? What's that?
You do much more than just this.
Oh, I know you do much more than this. I know it. That's the problem. We want you guys to protect our rights. I want you guys to protect me if I'm afraid of somebody. I want you to stop the guy from beating his wife. I want you to stop the guy who's driving 150. That's what I want you to do. Right. So if I'm doing 85, are you going to give me a ticket? You can't answer the question. You're a young dude, man. You could do something else. You chose to do this. How many people do you think you arrest? How many people do you think you arrest every week? You've lost count of how many people you've arrested. So I hear cops say all the time, I have a right to go home safe to my family too. Right? That's what you guys say, isn't that? And your real motto between cops is what? Is it protect and serve? No. Your real motto is whatever it takes for you to go home safe at the end of your shift. That's what you guys say to each other at the precinct. You guys fist bump and say, whatever it takes for me to go home safe at the end of my shift. So that means that your life's important and mine's not.
Julie, you dumbass. You don't know this person. This is a human. Because they're sitting in a particular car wearing a particular uniform you don't like That doesn't mean you're not talking to an actual human, you fucking idiot, Jose. You're such a fucking idiot. I mean, it's annoying. You don't know that person. Why are you telling him what he's saying in the locker room to his friends, you fucking idiot? Drive away and quit wasting the dude's time.
What's that? Every life is important, but then you say, I have a right to go home safe to my family, but then you take people, you said you've lost count of how many people you've arrested. You got to go? Better than sitting here. Hopefully you protect somebody. Take care, dude. Take care. Of course he has to go. Of course he has to go. Fucking thug, jackboot, piece of shit, garbage, trash. Just makes me sick. Fucking trash. Absolute trash. Admits that he's not doing any good. He admitted it. I'm not doing any good. I asked him, you think this is doing any good? And he said no. He shook his head no. I wish I'd had the kid. And then, of course, he looked at his computer screen. Oh, I got to go. I got to call. Bullshit. Bullshit. You just didn't want to face the music, bro. You don't want to face the fact that you're a parasite, that you're stealing people's money. That's the simple fact of the matter. You're stealing people's money. That's what's really going on, is you are stealing people's money. You're on the side of the road to rob somebody. That's why you're there. Don't lie, dude. He even said, I chose to do this. I'll bet you did. Because it's a real easy job. All you got to do is just follow orders and be willing to kill people, put them in torture cuffs, take them off to a dungeon and say, I got a right to go home safe too, as you took someone to a frickin' rape cage. He started pushing buttons on his computer and then he had to go. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
All right, we'll just wrap that up there. I feel like I should be a YouTube psychologist again, because I could really help you out, actually. I could really get you on the straight and narrow. Unless you get arrested, then you're screwed. Then there might not be any saving your actual image or brand or whatever you want to call it. But you do need some structure in your life, buddy. You should show up to one of my live streams. Maybe we could get you back on track. All right, we're gonna wrap that up there. That is a good look into his madness. You see that interaction with the cop? That shit was batshit insane. That's some insane shit to do, Jose. We're gonna have one more part of this drive because there's still 30 minutes of unedited content left. And, of course, I'm gonna edit it, chop out the boring bits. And it's actually him thinking the cops are following him. It's nuts. It gets really nuts. Watch. Anyway, see you in the next one.